Hi, this is my blog for the week of April 12th through April 16th. Overall, I felt like this was once again another productive and enlightening week for me. I began the week by assessing the D-flat concert D-flat scale by having them play individually for me, which gave me another opportunity to assess students using a grading rubric. And then Tuesday we moved on to the concert C scale, which is the end of their cycle of scales that they learned in 6th grade. So the 6th graders really enjoyed seeing something that they've been working on, for a long time. All these scales, they could start to see how it starts to fit together. So anyway, they got really excited about that, and it gave me an opportunity to not only work with the class, but to work with individuals, while I could ask individual sections to play, because the C scale, for most instruments, is fairly easy. But clarinets get a tricky new note, and flutes have to start worrying about their pitch in the upper register, and there's a lot of specifics that I was able to address. So that gave me an opportunity to figure out ways to individualize instruction while being able to maintain order in the classroom. Something else I learned a lot about my lesson plans this week was just making sure that I really pay attention to everyone. I feel like I'm really getting pretty good about moving around the classroom and spotting problems or just spotting students that need extra help and finding those things out. And I feel like I'm really making progress with that. But there was one day this week where we had some discipline problems, and I ended up having to write up a student for not only being distracting to myself, but being distracting to the entire class and holding that back. And after talking with my cooperating teacher, we felt the best course of action was to write that person up. But we also talked about the reasons why that might be happening. And the group of percussionists had also been held after class, and we felt that the reason that they may have been misbehaving was because they were somewhat understimulated. And it wasn't the entire section, but just a group. So what we decided to do was to create an activity for them to do during the more simple warm-ups that the band does. Instead of them playing mallets anymore, we started integrating more roles and rudiments into their routine, and something tricky and new to them, and it just gives them something that's a little more engaging, and it gives me another opportunity to keep an eye on them, and at the same time it's something that they should be learning, and so it really helped me realize something I needed to be sequencing and adding into my lesson plans. But it was a great opportunity for me to learn that, and also for me to observe how my control and discipline prowess, I guess, is starting to increase in the classroom. I felt like I handled that situation fairly well. It was nice of my cooperating teacher to, at that point, to just sit back and let me see how I could get that situation back under control, and I was pretty pleased with how I was able to do that. So anyway, I learned a lot about the lesson planning, and as well as ending discipline problems. Let's see, we concluded the week by talking about phrasing in the music that we're laying for our concerts. We gave a written assessment on trying to separate articulations, dynamics, and tempos. Just because something I've learned over the past couple of weeks is that the students really confuse all those Italian terms. So I've been progressively adding, little by little, talking about dynamics, and then starting to talk about articulations and tempos, but we've kept those kind of separated until this week, and I started kind of coagulating them and keeping them closer together. And then by the end of the week, I gave an assessment where they had to descramblize those terms, and I was really pleased with the results on that assessment, and it made me feel pretty good about the way that I was able to sequence those things. So that was encouraging, and it was neat to see that our approach to teaching that is working. With the 7th grade, we continued working on accuracy, and not only that, but we gave them some sight reading to allow them to see something that's a little more challenging, and it gave us an opportunity to look at a piece by a composer that is sometimes talked down about just because of the simplicity of his music. But it was really neat to see why the music is so relevant, because we were able to look at it and see, wow, we have the opportunity to teach this phrasing. There's some modal things in here. It gives us an opportunity to be expressive. It gives us, the chance to go over all of these terms. So it was really neat for the students to be able to review and learn new concepts from that piece, and for us to be able to realize that, some of these educational pieces really do serve a really, really nice purpose for us. Same thing with the 8th grade band. We started, taking. I'm really pleased with some of the selections that we've chosen for them. We're taking some reductions of of classical music while also letting the students play music that they enjoy. But we were able to read Hungarian Dance Number 5 and some really neat things with them this week. So overall, it's been really encouraging, a lot of fun. Learned a lot this week, and I hope that will continue next week.